10 underrated Van Damme movies you must watch before you die. Jean-Claude Van Damme is a stalwart when it comes to action movies. Or, in particular, martial arts-based action movies. While you'll know him from some of his massive hits like Kickboxer or Bloodsport, he has an interesting success story that has taken him through a tough journey of struggle. He started off his career as a professional fighter in karate and kickboxing. With an immaculate fighting record, this Belgium-born star came to the USA to live his Hollywood dream. The journey was not rosy as he started off working as an extra for a dance film titled Breakin in 1984. He had to survive with some small jobs like a bouncer in a bar or a stuntman. In 1986, he made his first major appearance in the movie No Retreat, No Surrender. And from here, there was no looking back. His training with professional martial arts helped as he easily performed the hardest of stunts. You may be aware of his popular hits, but in this video, we will tell you about the lesser-known, underrated Van Damme movies that may have been successful commercially in the past, but nobody talks about them today. These are some really great movies that you can enjoy with a group of friends, your partner, or even with kids in a lazy Sunday afternoon. All the movies in this list are remarkable in their own right, and you will certainly not regret watching them. Hello there, everybody. Before we get into our list, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel and clicking the little bell icon up in the corner to get notifications. This is a small click for you, but means a lot to us. Thank you, and let's begin. Universal Soldier, Regeneration, 2009. The movie was action at its very best, and yet did not manage to strike gold at the box office. The plot traces the terrorist group that kidnaps the daughters of the Russian Prime Minister. They also have the Chernobyl nuclear power plant in their control, and threaten that if their demands are not met, they will blow up a reactor. They demand the release of their imprisoned mates, and to tackle the situation, 4 Universal Soldiers are sent in. However, they have a nasty surprise in store for them, as a next-gen Universal Soldier is too good for them. It is up to the decommissioned Van Damme to step in and stop the carnage. One of the best things about the movie is that it marks the return of the original stars of the Universal Soldier franchise, Dolph Lundgren and Van Damme. There are some brutal action moments in store for you, and this is definitely not for the faint of heart. Although Van Damme appears almost halfway into the movie, he makes an impact with his screen presence as a menacing fighter. The action scenes in the movie do not use the shaky cam tricks to mess up a good shot. The fight scenes are beautifully choreographed in this film. The plot gets straight to the point, and you would be surprised at how well directed this movie is. If you were up for a badass action movie with a decent plot, this movie is a must-watch. Rest you.
Come on now. Listen.
Lionheart, 1990. Lionheart is yet another underrated Van Damme movie. He plays the role of an ex-French soldier who is now in the United States. He comes to America when his brother is burned alive by drug dealers. In order to support the family of his brother, he takes to street fighting. But he soon realizes that there is more to the matter than what meets the eye. Many rank this movie as a cult classic in the world of martial arts films. The raw power and charisma of Van Damme are for the audience to enjoy as he indulges in some no-holds-barred street fights. The fight scenes where he takes on Attila is one of the most breathtaking moments in this film. There are layers to Van Damme's character in this movie, and it's not just a muscular hero fighting it out. There is drama and an emotional plot that makes you root for the underdog. Performances of his fellow actors like Deborah Renard and Harrison Page also deserve a special mention. Watch this movie for some unadulterated entertainment.
Have a nice day.
Time Cop, 1994. What do you think about a movie that combines science fiction with some relentless action? If that theme intrigues you, then chances are that Time Cop would be a movie close to your heart. The story is that of a cop who is assigned to the Time Enforcement Commission, an organization that regulates time travel. After the unfortunate murder of his wife, he decides to go back in time and take up the fight for justice. His opponent is a corrupt politician who plans on changing the past to construct his own future. Will he emerge victorious? You have to watch the movie to find out. One of the things about the movie that fascinates fans is the smart storyline that uses concepts like time travel to weave a gripping plot. If you thought that Van Damme is all about action sequences, he impresses with his acting in this film. His looks are at their best for this movie as he sports a new haircut. As is the norm with Van Damme movies, there are plentiful martial arts involved, and not one moment would allow you to get distracted. There are some perfect special effects in use, which make this an entertaining watch. As the sinister villain, Ron Silver steals the show, and Bruce McGill also puts up a decent show for this movie.
Back off.
Replicant, 2001. A serial killer is on the loose, and to nab him, the scientists put together his genetic clone. A police detective tries to get hold of the killer by training and using the clone. While he might use it to his advantage, there is also an underlying risk that the clone will turn against him if his killer instincts take over. The clone and the cop try to grab hold of the killer, and in the meantime, they forge a unique bond. One of the greatest takeaways from this movie is the outstanding performance delivered by Van Damme. Many critics have dubbed him an expressionless actor, and he proves them wrong with his work in Replicant. He essays the role of the replicant, and also that of the dangerous killer. The director, Ringo Lam, treats the fans to some exciting action scenes where he cleverly utilizes Van Damme's fighting skills. For a tight budget, Replicant actually has decent special effects and action scenes that belay their financial constraints. The way the makers handle the concept of cloning and utilize it in the story is praiseworthy. The insights into the life of a serial killer and why he chooses his victims adds depth to this amazing plot. This is a film that you would regret missing out on.
Boom. Everybody's an expert.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Sudden Death, 1995. The NHL Stanley Cup Finals are in progress when tragedy strikes. The vice president, who is in attendance among the viewers, is taken hostage by the terrorist. The terrorists also threaten to blow up the stadium if their demand for $1 billion is not met. It is now up to an ex-fireman to execute the Rescue Act. Many seem to think that there is a shadow of Die Hard on this movie, but we beg to differ. Sudden Death is a well-made action movie with a basic plot that manages to keep you occupied through the entire length of the film. Van Damme outshines all other aspects of this movie with his brilliant show. The bad guy played by Powers Booth is also an exquisite performance. The director, Peter Hames, has previously worked with Van Damme in Time Cop, and their rapport shows as the director and actor duo deliver the goods with this well-executed movie. The element of suspense through various scenes, such as when Van Damme's daughter is taken hostage, is sure to offer some nail-biting moments. It is a tragedy that the movie was not a great hit at the box office, but I implore you, do not deprive yourself of this wonderful effort by the makers and legendary Van Damme. Maximum Risk, 1996. A French soldier, Alan Monroe, gets to know about his twin brother, who was allegedly murdered by drug dealers. To get to the bottom of this mystery, Alan takes over his brother's identity and starts leading his life. He inherits all his brother's problems, and even his girlfriend, as he tries to identify the killers. Alan decides to expose the collusion between the Russian mafia and FBI to destroy deep-rooted corruption once and for all. Maximum Risk has a lot to offer in the terms of variety and a unique plot. The cast supporting Van Damme is impressive, and who can forget the diva, Natasha Henstridge? The numerous chase sequences, the shootout in the abandoned warehouse, and the countless action scenes to make you jump in your seat. This film has everything to make it a great entertainer. It never got its due, partly to Van Damme's reputation as a B-movie actor. But he is impressive in his part. He acts in a role that shows his dark and volatile side. He does so effortlessly, and he takes to the fight scenes like a fish to water. In short, watch Maximum Risk for the amazing thriller that it is, instead of perceiving it as a mindless action flick. JCVD 2008. JCVD is amusing in many ways, but what strikes you first is that Van Damme plays himself in this movie, an action movie star. He is worried about his divorce, custody battles for his daughter, tax problems, and his fading career graph. As he returns to his own country for some peace, he gets caught in a bank robbery with a hostage situation. In times of crisis, he reflects upon his life choices. The plot for JCVD is surprisingly deep for a usual Van Damme movie. His role in the movie deviates from the larger-than-life characters that he plays and adds the human touch. He proves to the world that apart from flexing his biceps, he can also flex his acting skills, if the script so asks for. There are some impressive social commentaries in the movie, from the celebrity culture to the bloodthirsty court system. All through the narrative, you have references to his previous movies and iconic fight moves. You will watch your favorite action hero gasping for breath while performing a stunt, and it will make you realize the fake modern action industry in today's times. The flashback scenes are carefully constructed and give you a lot to think about. Experience the expertise of Van Damme as he delivers one of his most realistic performances in JCVD.
I'm the Sandman. You can't stop me.
Death Warrant, 1990. How many times has Van Damme amazed you in one of his savior roles? Death Warrant is another of those stories, except that this one has a deeper touch to it. He plays a decorated cop who infiltrates a jail to solve the case of several murders inside. Once he manages to infiltrate, he commands respect in the jail by virtue of his martial arts skills. Two prisoners help him out to solve the mysterious crimes. Death Warrant is an adrenaline booster, action-packed movie. But there are some subplots that intrigue the viewer. The direction by Darren Sarafian leaves nothing to complain about, and Van Damme is ably assisted by the likes of Cynthia Gibb. Patrick Kilpatrick essays the role of the bad guy to perfection. The no-holds-barred action moments are iconic, and the movie is criminally underrated despite being one of its kind. The music score is memorable and is still a hit among the fans. The film is one of the last breaths of the 80s, as everything from costumes to music takes heavily from the bygone era. Cyborg, 1989. The movie is set in a post-apocalyptic future, where a horrible plague has infested most of the world, and New York City. A martial artist, Gibson, helps out the group of scientists who are on the verge of discovering a cure. He encounters Pearl, a cyborg, whom he must escort back to the scientist. He has to avoid the gang that seeks to get the information for themselves, and battle it out with a killer for the sake of humanity. Cyborg was made for a low budget, but the efforts of the makers show in the end result. The fast-paced story is flooded with iconic fight sequences that have some of the signature Van Damme moves. The deadly kicks with his boot knife are sure to make you a fan. The final fight sequence between Gibson and Fender is simply epic. The Cannon Group left their trademark style with their work in this movie. The direction for the movie, done by Albert Payan, deserves a special mention as he perfected the angles to be used for filming. The projection of post-apocalyptic world was also brilliantly done. In a nutshell, Cyborg is a complete package, one that will never disappoint you with the thorough entertainment that it provides. This is all the time we had for today's episode. We hope you guys liked it. So it would be awesome if you guys could take some time to subscribe to our channel. Also, push that bell icon so you get notifications whenever we post a new video. And don't forget to tell us which topics you want us to cover in the comments section. And stay safe.